Hello everyone, today's lab on building a AWS or the cloud computer for free using Amazon Web Services. So in order to go to Amazon Web Services, you can just search on AWS in Google and it will direct you to Amazon Web Services main website. If you already have an Amazon account, it will let you link your previous or the old Amazon account with AWS account, but you still have to do a certain steps to get things built. For an example, if you have an Amazon account, when you fill out this, it will ask you to link, see, as you see it here, sign in with existing AWS account if you have any. But if you have a previous Amazon account, so you can have a AWS account link to it as soon as you signed up. As I already have a AWS account created before, I'm going to use my existing AWS account. So I'm going to use, I'm a user, and this is the email address I used. Sign in, and I'm into my AWS environment. So basically AWS Management Console. From here, there are plenty of options how you're going to create it. Let me navigate you through how you're going to build your machine. Okay, now to move on from here. So it's pretty easy. Once you log in into the AWS Management Console, all we need to do is get a AWS Windows machine. That's what I'm thinking at this point, as I'm in my Mac. Things are almost equivalent in the both of the Mac OS and the Windows environment, except how you get connect to your AWS machine. I will come into that as the last thing. Before that, let me start the process of creating a machine. First, what you would do is you go to services here. You go to services here. And from the services here, we have plenty of options. You can compute a machine. You can do a plenty other things, like you can create your own storage. You can create your own database. You can create any other security environment. You can create a game development environment. You can do plenty of things. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this EC2 as the very first thing. And when you jump into the EC2 environment, it says, okay, what you can do under the EC2. There's already running instances. In my EC2, I actually had a plenty. So they normally delete some of those after a certain time period. I believe it's after about 30 days of unused machines will be automatically taken off from your console. So here you have a one running instance I just created a little while ago to demonstrate it to you. So what you could do is you hit the launch instance right here. So that will show you plenty of machines that you can create under this AWS EC2. There are so many options. There are Windows options, Unix options. See, you have a Ubuntu option. You can create a 16.4 Ubuntu machine. As you also notice here, Ubuntu option is listed as a free tier eligible, and Windows option also listed as a free tier eligible. There are plenty other free tier eligible options. To navigate it to only the Windows options, I'm going to search for Windows machines. So I have two Windows, or rather many, not two, like a 6, 7, maybe 10 Windows options. Out of those, I'm going to go for this topmost one, 2019 base edition for the Microsoft Windows Server. And I'm going to select that as my option. And keep in mind, always select one of the free tier eligible machine, because you will not be charged for creating a machine if you select so. as far as you keep the minimum or the standard configuration. So I select that. So under here, now you see that the same machine, you can arrange it with different type of hardware configuration. See, so you can improve your memory for a higher memory. So it will change the price that you pay. But under the free tier with 1 GB, with one virtual CPU, uh, I believe hard disk should be 30 GB in this case. Uh, Let me move forward to see the instance details. Yeah, so number of instances, one, purchase option, you don't need to change any one of these as I'm going with the standard free tier edition. So I'm moving forward. Okay, see, it's 30 GB. You can add additional space, but if you notice it here, free tier eligible customers can get up to 30 GB EBS general purpose SSD on or magnetic storage. About free usage, tier eligibility, and usage restrictions. So you can either change it to a magnetic or SSD, depend on what you want. I'm gonna leave it as it is. I'm not gonna change much. And I'm gonna move into the next one. So you can add additional security tags. We don't need it at this point. Then when you go into here, if you want to change any other additional security changes, some large scale companies probably would be worried about it, but we are not overly worried about it here. So I'm just going to move forward and launch the instance. So it says EBS low moderate. Okay, all good here. Instant details, if you want to see the details before we launch it, storage details, and any tag. We didn't add any tags here, so it's kept empty. So just hit launch. When you hit launch, so now we need to create a security feature to make it sure the machine that we build is only we can log in into it. It's not really the password. Before we create a password, we need to create a launch key pair. So you can either use a existing key pair. As we're creating a new machine, I'm going to create a new key pair. I'm going to name this as a AWS Windows Server 2019 key pair number 2, as I created one for the previous one. I'm going to name this as 2. So I'm going to keep this download key pair. So I'm going to keep it saved in my download folder temporary. Once I'm done that, so I'm going to launch the instance. So now, as soon as you do that, your instance start launching in AWS console. I'm going to go back to the console and see what I'm having here. See, as you see it here, my first instance that I created a little while ago is already up and running. But the next one that I'm just created is still pending. We have to wait till this become green. So while it is getting green, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop the instance that I created to give you a head up about how you can stop the instances. So running instance, I'm going to stop it to make it sure that in any case I do not get charged for anything. I know that this I'm not going to charge, but still I'm going to keep it stop. Yes, stop it. Okay, now see, as I'm doing that, my second instance now already up and running. So now in order to launch the instance from your environment, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the instance that I want to connect, hit connect. So when you do that, it will give you two options. So it will tell you download remote desktop file. So basically, remote desktop is the client that we use to connect to this machine from your machine. So if you are in a Mac, you need to download extra software. It's pretty easy from App Store, verified software that you can download easily. You can just go to search for Microsoft remote desktop and download it. And when you open it up, it will look like this. Instead of adding PC, what we're going to do is we're going to just double click the file we download from here. So you download the remote desktop file. And again, I'm going to keep it saved here in my download folder. And we also need to get the password to run the file. In order to get the password, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit get password. So it says password is not available yet. Okay, let's see what's happened. Close. Let me start connecting again. Before I get the password, I'm going to hit the file that I just download to get the machine started. As you do that, okay, now it's automatically start from my Microsoft remote desktop application. Then I'm going to continue with that. Oh, one thing to remember about the certificate that we talked about the other day. See, you can have a third-party certificate that authenticate that. You may be able to weave that if you want to, but we don't need to go through those details as we trust as it is coming from AWS. You just hit connect. Now it is asking for the password. We don't have that password yet. So again, in order to get the password, I'm going back here to connect instance. So, okay, now it's worked. So when I hit the get password, it's gonna take you to this and ask you for a key pair path. So that is the file that I downloaded initially about the key pair path. Remember this name. Without this file, it will not give you the password. In order to do that, I'm gonna choose the file. Oh God, which one is the second one? It should be one I created a little while ago. This one, 2. Okay. So before I take this and decrypt my password, I'm gonna pause this screen. I don't want to show you the password. So you just need to select that. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. I'm open my file. Actually, I can show you the screen for another extra minute. Okay, when I did that, so it's give you like a encrypted file that being originated from the key that I just saved. So I don't want to show you the decrypted key. So therefore I stop sharing and hit decrypt. That will generate a about 20 to 25 character password that I'm going to use as the password for my computer. So let me stop the sharing for a minute. Let me decrypt the file. Okay, yeah, I got the password. I'm going to copy the password here. I'm going to open up my administrative login. And again, I'm going to share my desktop. Okay, here the administrative password login. I'm going to paste the password. I don't want to show it here. You can actually verify if you want. I'm going to just hit connect. Let's see. Boom. We are into a brand new Windows machine with 30 GB hard disk space and 1 GB memory. So first time it will take a couple of minutes as the Windows machine is starting up for the first time. Yeah, see that you have a brand new Windows machine. You have a brand new Windows machine with everything else you probably need. Okay, some instruction you want to allow PC to discover. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's it. You can do anything you want with this machine. You can create multiple instances of this. You can create a virtual network, and you can create plenty other things. Uh, and you can always disconnect from your machine here. It will take you back here. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing screen for another minute. Yeah, I'm going to share it again because I just wanted to close the pop-up window with the password. Okay, now you see that one stop machine and one running machine. So if you're not using your machine, my advice would be keep the action to stop. So that will stop the machine. Basically, it will shut down the machine. It will guarantee that you will not change anything. So what it says, unable to, okay, unable to, maybe because it is already disconnected, but that's all you basically have to do uh, uh, to get the machine stopped. Yeah, oh, this time it worked. Oh, that's all about this lab. And keep in mind, you can do plenty other things. So you can create a different type of machine. You can create a different type of environment. You can create a different type of other services with Amazon AWS. All right, so happy doing this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Other than that, you all have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.